Welcome to Jewel and the Crown, Football Brisbane's podcast about women's football. I'm Peter Hodgkin and I'm not here with Dr. G because the slacko's having the day off. He reckons he's crook. Greg, you've been replaced. I'd like you to meet my new co-host, Megan Price from the Gap FC. How are you, Megan?
Well, thanks. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no, it's a real pleasure to have you down here. Hey, look, first, it's your show tonight, so it's all about you, not about your sister. All right, so let's start with you. So when did you start playing footy?
I started playing when I was 8 over at Toowong FC, yeah.
Oh, at Toowong, yeah, and they're sort of green and yellowy.
Green and gold, yep.
Yeah, so now so when did you move from Toowong? You went straight to the Gap?
That's right, yeah. My sister started playing in the open side at the Gap when I was 12, so then I moved into Rob's under-16 Premier Youth side.
Oh, okay. So I just want to be really, really clear. You have never, ever played at Annerley?
No.
No, good.
Oh, okay, hang on.
Hang on, oh no.
I played in one tournament with Kerry's under-12 side.
Okay, but like you never really played at
No, I was not really an Annerley player.
No, so you're not an ex-Annerley product.
No, I donned the blue and white one time.
Yeah, well, we've all done that by mistake. So.
Yeah.
So, no, that's good. So, how old were you when you made your senior debut at the Gap?
I think I was 13 turning 14.
Oh, that age policy thing would have been...
It was a different time.
I know it was a different time because one of the players that I coached, Mitchie Jess D'Souza, she started, I think Rob poached her from the juniors when she was about 14 and she was, still good mates with Rob and said, yeah, in that time, 14-year-olds were obviously the norm coming into senior football. It's a little bit different now though. So you've been at Toowong, you're now at the Gap. So how long have you been at the Gap?
I've been at the Gap for nearly 10 years now, so yeah.
Oh, you'd be up for a long service medal or something. They have long service medals?
Yeah, they
Gap?
do, yeah.
So, and how long has Beck been there?
The same amount of time, yeah.
Yeah.
She spent a little bit more time playing in the boys' divisions over at Taringa Rovers.
Yep. So, and plans to stay at the Gap?
Yeah, I don't think I'd play for anyone else, no.
Yeah, well, I mean, we were talking before the show about NPL coming in next year and obviously the Gap was putting in an expression of interest. So hopefully, do you think that's going to be the thing next year, that everyone will be in that, NPL will be the top league?
Look, I certainly hope so. I think it's one of the best things that can happen to the women's game. But, like in saying that, I think, if the Gap isn't in the NPL, then I'm not going to be in the NPL. Oh,
fair enough. But I think the Gap will be in NPL. It'll be the top league. And we were saying last week, bring in the FFA Cup for women. I think that you guys have got to put the pressure on. I think you've got to start making a noise to get that type of thing happening.
Yeah, I think the women's game really deserves something like the FFA Cup. But, you can't push these things before it's their time. You've got to make sure that the league is actually sustainable. We've made those sorts of mistakes before, I think.
Yeah, although to me the NPL is really been all of the top leagues in each of the states has sort of been rebranded into the NPL, albeit with the NPL wrapping around it with the bits and pieces they require. But we know that like the Brisbane League is always generating players for W League, as do the Sydney and Melbourne League. So it'd just be nice to see. Rev them up. Yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, so just a couple of questions. Who's the toughest opponent you've played against this year, do you think?
This year, I'd have to go with Harriet Withers from Palm Beach. Just really fast, really strong, difficult to mark. And our games against Palm Beach are always just like full on, all the way to the 90th minute.
So would you class Palm Beach the toughest team to play against this year?
It's hard to say if they're the toughest because obviously we had that loss to Olympic, but I'd certainly say that they're the most. I think that they're the most impressive side.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the game against Olympic where you lost that game 1-0 and you guys dominated that second half. And I think I made a comment afterwards. I think you maybe needed to step back and let them out of their own half for a little while so you could actually get in behind. But Palm Beach seemed to attack you a lot more than other teams.
That's what I mean, yeah. They're a really good attacking side, whereas Olympic are a very good defensive side, obviously.
Yeah, now I looked up your stats, Megan, and you've scored 4 goals this year. Now, that's not too bad if you're playing, left back usually?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. 2 of those goals against East.
Yeah.
So what is it about East that you like?
I don't know what it is about East, but I have to say that the first goal was a shot cross, so I'm not sure that it counts.
Well, if it went in and the referee said it's a goal, it counts, let me tell you.
Yeah.
And that was round 1, and you didn't score again until, I think, round 12 against Pride. So Rob, I just tell you, stay in your own half, Megan. Don't go forward. I don't want you scoring goals.
I don't think Rob would say that to any player on the planet, not even the goalkeeper.
So what about the second one against East? Remember that one?
I will remember that goal for a really long time.
Yeah, that was a screamer,
I really
wasn't it?
enjoyed that, yeah. I kind of wish you guys had got it on the video camera, though, because...
that was like last I heard it was about 65 metres out. So
yeah, it gets a bit longer every time I describe it, that is.
is that the best goal that you or Beck have scored?
I can't speak for Beck because she has a great volley and I think she's scored some freakish headers, but it's certainly probably the best goal I've scored.
Yeah, no, it was a ripper of a goal, so well worth remembering. We'll bring it up again later.
Okay.
Speaking of Beck, how was she? We saw on the video that she copped a pretty heavy knock and a concussion.
Yeah, she was. She went to hospital at about the 20-minute mark with a concussion and got some scans. No fractures or anything, but yeah, she was a little bit kind of had a bit of a headache, and she's got a nasty egg, that's for sure. Yeah.
She won't play this weekend with the concussion rule.
No, she's not allowed to play.
Yeah, but that was a pretty heavy tackle that she put on that. I think Greta Bodie, I think was the girl that she hit.
Yeah, it was a pretty nasty collision.
Did she actually get free kick for that?
Nobody got a free kick for that, and I think on the replay it certainly looked like a nasty foul.
It looked a little bit late, yeah.
It was very late.
Yeah, but her eyes were on the ball, maybe. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, that can be hard to fault a player who's going for the ball in the air like that.
Oh, well, she got away with it. But it just cost her a week. With a concussion, she had a pretty sore head then.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, let's have a look at the games that were played on the weekend. And in the first game, there were a couple of catch-up matches, one in SEQ1 where Sunshine Coast hosted Olympic and won that game 2-1. Half-time, Olympic were up 1-0. A pretty good result for Sunny Coast. Now, our mate up there, the coach of Sunny Coast, Dave Benstead, sent a little match report down which said with windy conditions and a dry pitch, it was hard for both teams to play decent football. But a 5th-minute strike from outside the box from Alira Toby, so she's on the scorecard again. So early in the game gave Olympic a good start, but they couldn't score again, obviously, given the final result. He said an unfortunate goal in the 71st minute from a shot cross, you know all about those, deceived the keeper and that got them level. And then a second goal in the 74th minute from a deflection gave all 3 points to Fire. So Olympic's great defensive record has come a little bit unstuck, perhaps from a cross that ended up in the back of the net and a deflected shot. So points to Sunny Coast.
Yeah, and I'm really happy for Sunny Coast. Like when we played them, they were very young, and I think with a team like that, they're only going to get better and better as they go.
Yeah, they reminded me of Palm Beach, like
very Palm Beach-like.
Yeah, it's that sort of NPL upbringing through the juniors. And Southwest Queensland are a similar. They just don't quite have the quality of the other two.
Yeah, they're nearly there. They're not far off.
Yeah, so anyway, that's a good result for Sunny Coast in that catch-up game. And the other catch-up game, well, sort of played a week late, was Taringa Rovers were at home to Western Pride. And, of course, Lorena Maggio's now out there coaching Pride. And Pride were up 2-0 at half-time, but managed to lose at 4-2.
Well, you know, it's not too surprising. 2-0 is the most dangerous scoreline. And I actually shudder when we go into the changing room at half-time on 2-0.
Oh, really?
Not a very nice feeling.
All right. So UQ, if you're listening, just remember that. The trouble is, how often have you gone down 2-0 at half-time? Or up 2-0 at half-time, sorry? Not that often. You often close games out with, a few goals, 3 or 4 goals, or you've left it late to score a couple of winners.
Yeah.
But yeah, the old story
psychologically,
of 2-0.
It's not a good place to be.
Yeah. Now, the goals for Taringa, Georgia Applehoff scored, Jessica Carr, Jessica Marchant and Olivia Tannock. And the goals for Western Pride, Kirsty New and Kate Morton. Now, it was still 2-0 with 25 minutes to go.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Lorena said, that's football. So, yeah, that's life. But she did have a rap. They've got a new goalkeeper called Michelle Ryan. It was the first game of the season playing a goal for Pride. And she's from Greenbank. So they pulled her from Greenbank, and yeah, she had a few good saves. So something for the future for Pride.
Yeah.
If they're still around in the competition next year, we don't know. is going to be there. Let's talk about the Cup. Semi-finals on the weekend. The cameras were there, recorded both games. Did you see any of the East game? Did you go and watch?
I didn't go and watch, just saw the highlights.
Yep. What do you think of the highlights?
East looked to be really good in the final third. I thought their crossing in particular was pretty good, pretty quality.
They still missed a few, sort of open chances, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, but I think in terms of butchering chances, you can't beat the Gap.
Well, you both need shooting practice.
Yeah, we probably do, yeah.
So 3-0 in the end to East, 1-0 at half-time, goals to Rebecca King in 24 minutes. What was interesting for me was that the second didn't come until an own goal. I think the keeper really just deflected it into her own goal. 82 minutes in, so not that, so they left South West Queensland Thunder in that game for a long time. And in a Cup semi, an equaliser, penalties, they could have missed out. But
that's right, and you only get more nervous as the game goes on in those types of situations, particularly because it's a knockout game, yeah.
Yeah, so 2-0 with 8 minutes to go, you're probably feeling a little bit more comfortable with a 2-0 lead.
Sure.
And Tegan Thompson scored in it says the 90th minute, but it was really sort of injury time, I guess, at the end. So 3-0 in the end to East and into the final against guess who?
The Gap Gators.
Yeah. Not surprising. 3-0 winners over UQ. Now, UQ have been a bit of a surprise packet this year, I think. Have they surprised the Gap?
We had heard rumours that they'd acquired some good players, so we were certainly up for the challenge, I think.
I think they did sort of surprise a few people with their early results. I watched them play really early against Olympic, and they actually lost that game, and they should have won it. Well, they should have won it in the first half, but Olympic came out to their credit, won it in the second half. But Georgia Chapman's quality player, and she's working in behind. And we've heard people from the UQ talk about Lydia Johansson, the keeper, and she's a quality keeper. She's actually got her own little video on, YouTube thing, where she's done some training sessions. So, yeah, if you keep out there and you want to have a look at just how hard she works, search for her on YouTube. There's a little video out there with her going through the sessions.
Cool.
Yeah. So tell us about the game.
Well, it was pretty evenly matched affair. For a long time in that game, we didn't get a breakthrough until, I don't know, what is it, like the 70th?
It was fairly late, yeah. It was about the 70th minute. Yeah.
But I think we still did a very good job of dominating the possession stakes. UQ looked most dangerous on the counter-attack, although teams pretty much always look dangerous on the counter-attack against us.
Well, that's a Gap thing, yeah. You've got to you should be used to the teams just counter-attacking you.
Yeah, we certainly are, yeah.
That's often not a tactic employed by other teams. That's often not by choice. The Gap often dominate possession so much that teams just end up defending and hanging on and then counter-attacking because that's the only option they've got left.
Yeah, we certainly like to play in the final third.
Oh, well, everyone does, yeah. But, yeah, you did create some I think Beth missed a few sort of half chances or three-quarter chances early in the game, which could have...
Yeah, we definitely could have had a few goals in the first half, but, sometimes you don't get them.
No, but they came late. Katie Winner, nice little finish. She's seems to have really established herself in the team this year.
Yeah, she's always been a very talented young player, so it's pretty exciting to see her come through the ranks. Yep,
and Beth then got a nice little shot from outside the box into the corner.
It was a cracker.
Not as good as yours against East, but a little deflection off. I think a little deflection off the post on the way through.
That's right. Yeah, it always looks good when it does that.
Yeah. And Leah, a typical Leah goal, turning a defender one way then the other. And
we're a little bit upset that Leah went away for like 6 weeks and came back and scored, but
well, you should be just glad that she came back.
Oh no, it was a good goal, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good. To me it was a typical Leah goal, just taking someone on around the edge of the box and slipping it into the corner. So I'm a little bit disappointed with the TV coverage though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think, you didn't get anywhere near enough exposure. I mean, Beck hobbed the limelight with all of that concussion and playing in the middle, and you doing your job really well at the back, and hardly any exposure. You only got one mention from a corner when you took the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, my sister's a bit of a drama queen, but these things, we have to put up with them.
Yeah, you heard that here first. That price is a drama queen, yeah?
There's going to be a payback for that comment.
No, it's all good. So, East Gap final. A bit surprised Redlands didn't get through as far as they did.
I haven't seen Redlands play in a really long time. I'd be interested to see what's happening down there.
I think just change of coach and different things. But Tegan, said they're happy they're playing. They just haven't had a bit of luck at times.
Yeah.
And teams like Southwest Queensland, I think, have counter-attacked them quite well. Speaking of cups, just one other little result from the cup final. The City Cup was played before the East semi, and Logan Lightning beat UQFC 5-0 in the final, with goals to Mary Love Joy. So Mary Love is a given name. Right? Oh, you got to love that. Her name, Mary Love Joy. I love that name. That name could take you to the top of the striking ranks.
At least it should, yeah.
Yeah, a hat trick. And Tiani Peterwood scored another, and I think the other one was an own goal. So well done to Logan Lightning, and congratulations. I think that's their first year. They're in Div 1 at the moment, so that's their first year at that level. So they're doing really well. That's a young team. I don't think anyone's over about 19 or 20 in that team.
Yeah.
The current table in SEQ has the Gap on top, 42 points. Palm Beach on 40, Redlands on 34, UQ 33, Olympic 31, East on 28, and Sunny Coast now up to 25. So they're hunting East to get away from the bottom of that SEQ 1.
Yeah.
The Gap comfortably first now. Took you a while, but now you're there. Think you'll hold it?
I think we will. If we play at our best, there's no reason why we shouldn't.
I said the other week that I think that you'll probably win the treble this year.
We'd love to. And I think the last time we got it was 2012. And even in 2013, I think most of us felt that, we could have had it. We really could have, but we just didn't get there.
You just missed a few opportunities in that last premiership game, which we watched. We got that draw.
I think we hit the post about 6 times.
Yeah, and Redlands really just toughed it out and got the point they needed. But that year's gone. It's this year. So I think you're comfortably, you're 2 points ahead of Palm Beach, and Palm Beach haven't had the bye yet. They've only got 2 games left. And that's the only team that can take you out of the premiership.
Yeah.
And with those players leaving Palm Beach, they're obviously weakened. You guys have got people like Leah back from a jaunt overseas. So I think you're looking good for the premiership.
Hopefully.
Yeah, well, I think you're looking good. And then I think it's going to be tough to stop you in the finals. So that'll be another year with the Gap dominating. BWPL, which is the second tier, which the Gap also has a team in there. Ipswich Knights play or host UQFC this week, Saturday night out at Ipswich. And if Ipswich win this game, they win the league, which will make them champion of champions, which is kind of weird given that there's a league above them, but that's the way the competition works. And they'll go to play the top sides from Gold Coast and Sunny Coast in the champion of champions. So well done to Ipswich if you win on the weekend.
That's right. Fixtures
this week. Saturday, 7 p.m, Oval number 3, the rematch. UQFC hosting the Gap.
Yeah, so always fun to play a team two weeks in a row.
You think you'll get over them this week?
I think we will. We'll find a way.
You'll find a way. Any other team news from the Gap? Well, obviously, Ms. Beck Price is not playing, but any other team news? Anyone back? Anyone out?
Obviously, we lose Gabe Mazzano to Perth Glory.
Well, I was going to ask you that. Is she off now this week?
Yeah, contractually, she's not allowed to play for us, which is a bit of a downer, but, we're happy for Gabe.
That's really because the W League's come forward and they have to leave now before the finals.
Yeah.
Do you know of anyone else that's happening to around the league?
No, but we do have our fingers crossed for Molly Forbes trialling with Newcastle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, Hannah Beard's down there, so
that's right, yeah.
Get her to put a good word in for her.
Yeah.
And I think Jess Dillon she's back from the US. It was at East last year in Perth. I think she might be trialling somewhere, I'm not sure. But she hasn't been playing this year anyway much, so there'll still be a few girls trialling around the place.
Yeah, it'd be good to get as many girls in as we can.
Gary Marzano is going to be a big loss for the Gap, though.
For sure. She's a great goal scorer, yeah.
Yeah, she's doing really well on the wing. She's been cutting teams apart.
Yeah. At the same time, we have Victoria Stevenson coming back from overseas, and that girl is a steam train. So
yeah,
it's going to be okay, I think.
It's going to be okay. Yeah. So I'm tipping the Gap to beat UQ, and you're obviously...
I'm tipping the Gap as well.
You're tipping the Gap as well? Yeah, I thought you might. Then on Sunday at Stockland Park number 5, you got to play on the stadium at Stockland, didn't you, when you went up there?
Yeah,
in the main stadium.
It's quite nice, yeah.
Yeah, it is. I remember taking the Mitchell girls up there early in the year. Got flogged, but we played at the main stadium. That was good. Sunny Coast are hosting Palm Beach. I'm going for an upset. I think Sunny Coast are going to beat Palm Beach this weekend.
I mean, Palm Beach have lost a few players, but I still think they're going to get over the top. They're just going to find a way, yeah.
Just because they have to?
Yeah, I think so.
If they don't win this weekend, they're going to hand the Gap the league.
Yeah.
And they'll know the Gap result from Saturday night. So I just got a feeling that Sunny Coast are just starting to really come to grips with the league now.
Yeah.
And they're getting in some good results. They've been close a few times. At home, on the paddock outside the stadium. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just tipping an upset. So I'll have to differ from you, Megan. Sunday, 5 p.m, Elder Oval, Olympic, Annalie's other team, Olympic, hosting Redlands. Now, Tegan Writing needs 4 goals to win the Golden Boot, because Britt Whitfield, who's stuck on 25 goals, because once the first part of the season finished, Britt no more goals counted, so she had 25 after 13 rounds.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah. I'm just wondering whether she's contracted somewhere else. Well,
potentially. I haven't heard.
I haven't spoken to her. But yeah, so Tegan's got to get 4 goals. So after Redlands play Olympic, they've got UQ and the Gap. So now I know you don't want Tegan to score in the last game of the season against the Gap. But she's pretty quick,
Yeah, she's pretty quick.
Yeah, so she told me. So I'm going for Redlands. I think Redlands will get over Olympic.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't see Tegan scoring 4 goals. It's just not a great surface, and Olympic defend really well.
You're probably right the first time.
Yeah. Well, it's marginal,
Greg.
isn't it?
Yeah, it is kind of, yeah.
Yeah, but I see Redlands getting over the top too.
Yeah. All right, so we agree on one of them. In SEQ2 on Saturday, 7 p.m, Taringa take on South West Queensland Thunder. I'm going to go for Thunder to bounce back over Taringa.
Yeah, I would say so too.
Sunday, 3 p.m, before the Olympic game, is Annalie's actual team playing Peninsula Power. So I'm just going to go with Power for this.
I really like Annalie. Yeah, I think I'm tipping Annalie.
Okay. And on Sunday at roast time, which is 6 p.m. on Sunday, Souths are hosting Western Pride. Now, Western Pride haven't won a game all year, but they've got to win one. And now they lost at Taringa last week, and Souths are the other team in the bottom 3. So there's Pride, Taringa and Souths. None of them can make the bottom half final, so I'm just going to go for an upset, Western Pride over Souths.
No, I'm going to go with South. I'm going to take you on there.
Okay, all right, fair enough. So that's all the games for this weekend. Plenty of football around. Now, Dr. G always wants to wrap things up and always have one more little thing to talk about. Did you know that what started yesterday?
No.
The Women's Under-20 World Cup started in Canada yesterday.
Yeah.
Yep. And quickly, Finland lost to Korea DPR, which is the North Korean mob, 2-1, and Canada lost to Ghana. Germany beat the USA 2-0. So that is a really big result. That's a replay of the last Under-20 Women's World Cup final, which USA won. And China and Brazil played a 1-1 draw. So that's pretty impressive results for some of the Asian teams. And we're in Asia. Other teams in the finals, England, Korea, Mexico and Nigeria. And our friends across the ditch, New Zealand, Paraguay, France and Costa Rica. All some big footballing countries and so not so well known. So I think Germany will just go on and win it now.
Yeah, that's a good result for them. You'd certainly back them.
Yeah. So, look, Megan, thanks for coming in.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Dr. G, you're replaced for another week. And good luck on the weekend against UQ and good luck for the finals. And I'll be down there cheering for you, hoping the cameras pick you up a bit more.
Brilliant.
Thanks, Megan.
Thanks very much.
Thanks for listening.